Don't answer that, BK. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Um, don't answer that on YouTube. Don't answer that on YouTube. Don't don't slander him. Don't don't slander him on YouTube. BK the pimp. BK the pimp. Yeah. Hell no. No. But you know, Harlem, that's not nothing new. Women women been doing this for the beginning of time. Girl, they not even as soon as they have their period, they've been doing this from the beginning of listen. Yeah, I'm on now. I can't his thing is blocking my link, but I put my he's hating on me. He hating. Yeah, he hating. No promotion. But I got the apartment gamer. Just go to that. I'll put it up there. Yeah, I'll put it up. Try it, Harlem. Try it, Harlem. All right. All right, BK. Peace, everybody. All right. I'm gonna wait for some of the fellas to come up. See if they come. I see if anybody come. They're talking about the Knicks, man. The Knicks. This is a good conversation. I honestly speaking, I like the Knicks. I think the Knicks are a good team. I just think they all in. So being that they all in, you know what I'm saying? It's like any team. Some teams go all in. So they trying to get this opportunity to. Hey, what's up?
Hey Scott, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Oh my god, that was a crazy ass show. Whew. When Tatum started going on the 20-minute rant, I was like, yeah, I'll just chill, sit back, let everybody get their crap out. But you, sir, you set the chat ablaze. You
Yeah,
took a
because I had
flamethrower.
to put that.
I
I
never
had to.
seen you like that.
Nah, I
Every
don't usually do that,
podcast,
but
You
I don't
cool, calm,
usually.
collected. But you're like, I gotta channel my inner John tonight, man. I gotta burn some stuff right now. That was definitely impressive on your part.
Yeah, yeah. What's up? What's up? What's up, Jamal?
Hey,
Not much.
Jamal. Just ready
No,
for this draft,
I
man.
just wanted to bring that point up. Like, I don't hate on the Knicks. I just want. I'm just keeping it real as a basketball fan. I can't hate on the Knicks because everybody in my house loved the Knicks. So
You know what's
I
interesting,
grew up.
Scott? You know what's interesting? The Knicks still thought they could replicate some type of big three, but they ended up pulling off the heist of the century on themselves. Everything they traded away, like you said, for Towns, OG, and Bridges, three guys are supposed to bring you offense and defense. Defensively, they don't do anything. And offensively, they're one-hit wonders now and then. That's all
Yeah,
they've been. And you look at Brunson; he's the one that orchestrated all this. If any of the Knicks fans, if everybody hold accountable, it's Mr. Brunson and his daddy. Those are the
yeah,
two guys that were running that ship over there,
yeah.
and
I
they
didn't
made all
like
these
that move.
moves.
I didn't like that move with them getting hiring the father on the team like
Yeah,
that. He
highest paid assistant. And you know what's crazy today? Brunson got the clutch person of the award. How does he get that over Shea Gillis-Alexander, Donovan Mitchell, Nikola Joker? I mean, they were 0-10 against the Cavs, OKC, and the Celtics. How is that clutch? I don't
Right.
understand what the NBA is trying to do here. I get it. The Knicks sell you a lot of tickets, but you're overlooking a lot of top talent. They're the reason why so many people enjoy the playoffs every year because they know those guys are going to be in it. But Brunson gets the Clutch Player of the Year award. There's some sneaky stuff going on, man. I don't like that.
Yeah,
Like
me
how you
too.
like give credit where credit is due, but that was just I just can't believe the guy got the award this today.
Yeah,
He didn't deserve it, honestly. 0-10 doesn't earn you an award. Now dominating the NBA for a few months like a Shea does, that should earn a Clutch Player of the Year award.
right,
Well,
right.
that's just my 2 cents on it,
Who they
man.
gave the Clutch Player of the Year award to?
Jalen Brunson. Like, come on. How does that make any sense? Like,
Look at
0-10 should not earn you that
look
award.
at Jamal. He put that up there. He bugging.
Oh my gosh.
Harlem bugging. Harlem know he don't want to come up here because I give it to him raw and real. I love him. He's an honest dude. I
Nah,
remember when he used to talk about Brooklyn, but he likes some players. When he like a player, he like a player. But what I'm saying is he don't have to, be hating on Brooklyn. We ain't got
that's
nothing
all
to
he
do with that.
does. He is such
Listen,
a hypocrite. He says we
I
hate
told
on Knicks people, but he's
I
so
told
nuts.
Harlem because I be talking to Harlem. I be telling him about because he was talking about Giannis coming here. I told him I don't want Giannis because he too injury prone right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
No,
He's
it's
up
not
here.
injury prone, Jamal. It's the fact that he carried a huge burden this year for the Bucks. Let's call it what it is. Without Giannis playing the way he did this year, the Bucks are a playing team. They shouldn't even be in the position they are in unless it was because of Giannis. And I think right now, the way it's going in that series with the Pacers, he's out of there. His bags are packed. I don't know what Doc Rivers is going to do next 20 hours, but there's nothing to do that could fix what's going on there. They have no assets left. The Kyle Kuzma move did nothing. Like at the end of the day, they have to face the facts. They're an inevitable rebuilding team, and Giannis wants to go somewhere he feel like he can do something. Now, should it be Brooklyn? Most people would probably say hell no. But you know what? At the end of the day, Sean Marks and Joe Desai are still in charge, and they're not going to change their stripes if there's opportunity that presents itself to get somebody to sell a lot of tickets and potentially build something that could be a large gamble. But at the end of the day, we have many different routes we can go, but I don't think anybody should rule out anything this summer with the way this organization runs things, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't go after Giannis because of the injuries that he been having lately, all been pertaining to the leg. And then on top of that, I don't want an Aaron Rodgers situation. We
Right.
get
Me
him, and
neither.
then the first game we get him torn ACL, torn
Yeah.
You
MCL.
get injury,
Like,
right?
Knock
you
on
know what
wood
I'm
about
saying?
that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
I would
So
say
my
the
thing
neg
is, go ahead, John.
I would say the negative with getting Giannis is obviously depth pieces and who's the secondary star. Really, plan A can't happen unless you draft one of Cooper, Ace, or Harper. If we don't get one of those top three guys, plan A really, it's like you have to get a secondary star and hope whatever depth pieces you can find here or there is enough, which probably won't be. Your only best bet is you have to get a top three pick this year to even justify going after Giannis. And if you don't, I think Nets stand pat, let OKC or Miami, two teams I hear definitely might want Giannis. Let one of them get him, and we're fine. Like we don't have to get Giannis, but will I hate it if we somehow get the guy? Of course not. Guy's a top five player, but will it make us better In the short term, probably, but would it make us better in the long term? Probably not. But that's the gamble the Brooklyn Nets are always kind of willing to take because they want a fast track. And most people like us, we hold McCallum and say they shouldn't do that. But at the end of the day, if he comes here, I think we should just enjoy the ride for good or worse and see what happens. But if we do the smart thing and not go after him, I think we're smarter for that too. It's really 50-50 on where this
Hmm.
Giannis stuff is going with Brooklyn. I think that's the best way people should to think about it. I know many people divide about it, but are you really going to hate on Giannis if he says, I want to come to Brooklyn, build my legacy, and actually show I can develop young guys and be a star at the same time? I mean, how rare is it for stars to want to play with younger guys to build something? It's definitely a rarity in the NBA.
I just don't want them to give up too much for him.
Yeah, and that's what I feel
I
like,
agree.
Scott. I feel like the Mikal Bridges package kind of messed up the whole market because
Yeah,
now he got 5 first round picks.
that's a
What you
lot.
think everybody gonna want for Giannis?
Word up. You ain't lying because Mikhail ain't nowhere near Giannis. So I mean,
Exactly.
this
So
shit
you
is
already know that market is all messed up now because we thought they messed up when they did the trade for what's his name, Rudy Gobert, or
right,
whatever the
right.
case is.
Yeah,
But
Rudy's
now
trade.
you got 5 firsts for Mikel.
Right.
What
Exactly.
you think they gonna want for Giannis? They gonna want all our picks for this year,
I
all our
can't do
picks
that.
for next year. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
It's gonna be
can't
too
do it.
much, and then they're gonna want like a player or two in return
Right,
just to match the salaries.
right.
So nah, that's
I
too
can't
much.
do that. I can't do that. That's just way too much. Way too much. Way too much to give up. I personally now let's see take one of those Bronson deals and take some less money and less capital, but that ain't got nothing to do with him. The Bucks are
Hmm.
gonna want to try to rake us, you know.
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
going
Because
for that.
because mind you, they're gonna want to do a rebuild. They ain't gonna want to be
They're
the
gonna want
bottom
the
team
Knicks
for
picks.
long.
They're gonna want the
Yeah.
Knicks picks. That's what they're gonna ask for. I hope
Mm-hmm.
they don't do it because to me it just don't make no sense.
And I don't think Giannis has that much left on his contract.
He
I
don't
think
have
he's
that
a free
much
agent
time.
after next season, if I'm
Yeah,
not
Harlem
mistaken.
saying, "Do you want to keep losing?" Then, listen,
At this point, yeah, because I'm not
I'd
willing
rather
to.
keep losing than
Yeah.
and keep my picks and build the team slowly than
Mm-hmm.
to give up my picks, make a little run, which it won't be enough to win a title. You
Mm-hmm.
still need more pieces to go with it. So, and you don't know where this ball is going to fall at. So,
Look look
just
at look at look at Phoenix right now. They did
yeah,
all that.
yeah. That Phoenix is a prime example.
They did everything, and look what happened. They can't even get to the play in this year.
I think Harlem that bill going to take what, maybe 3 years, 2 years.
Hmm.
I can wait 2 years, man. If they make the play in 2 years, if they make the playoffs in 2 years, it's been right. It's been successful then.
If they could do it like how Houston did it,
Right,
then that's decent. Because Houston was 500 last year. Now they
right,
was the second seed this year.
right. Exactly, exactly. I'm good with that. You got to remember the Nets have mad picks.
Hmm.
The Nets got mad picks, man. You have to take advantage of it while you got the opportunity to. You have to.
Yeah. Because all you do is do exactly what Houston did. You bring in like a vet or two, and then you build around the young core. Just
Yeah.
like Detroit. Detroit is doing the same thing.
Yep. All them
They
young
brought it.
teams, and I honestly think when
Hmm.
you look at it, you look at the NBA's landscape, they're it's becoming younger. So these old superstars are getting old.
Hmm.
You ain't gonna play forever. Like Cade, I think honestly, Cade Cunningham is a virgin superstar in front of our eyes. We see it. We see his game. His game is off the chain.
Yeah. Because Draymond, you heard what Draymond just said, right? He
No, no,
he
I didn't
feel
hear
like
it.
he in the interview, not in an interview, on his podcast, he was saying that Cade Cunningham is gonna bring a championship to Detroit. Might
Yeah.
not
Oh,
be
yeah.
this year, but he's gonna bring it. Yeah, he
Oh,
said he's
okay.
gonna bring it. He look at him as one of those players that's gonna end up bringing a chip to Detroit.
That's possible. I tell you, Draymond say a lot of things that other players won't say. That's for sure.
Yeah, because
He keeps it
and,
real.
and yeah, exactly. Because he even he gave Cam Thomas his flowers.
That's right. And I think a lot of people know Cam Thomas has the potential. He has it. He definitely has it. It's
Hmm.
just putting the right people on the team. And I think the Nets got the right coach. I'm just
Yeah, they
hoping
do.
that the organization stick to the game plan. Whatever that game plan is, you didn't just get all these picks for nothing. You
Hmm.
know, you knew what you was doing when you was getting this. So
But that's the whole thing with Sean Marks. It's like you did this, you went and got all these picks, but then you don't know what direction you was going in. You don't know if you wanted to win, whether
right.
you wanted to lose.
I think
Cause like I told Harlem too, like we could have been, to be honest with you, if we would have kept the team we had and just made like little moves here and there, we could have probably been a 4 seed, 5 seed.
right,
If we ain't trade Shooter and all that other stuff, like we could have been like a 5 seed.
right.
But Sean ain't know what he wanted to do. He 1 minute he wanted to win, next minute he wanted to lose.
Yo, what did Shannon Sharp do? I missed everything Shannon Sharp did. What did he do?
Oh you ain't hear about the snow bunny
Nah,
joint?
I didn't hear about it.
He got caught up with some only fan girl and she's
Oh,
suing him for 50 mil,
oh, mm.
basically saying that he
Yo,
was like forcing herself
chicks,
on her
the
and all that
downfall
other
to
shit.
every gay king is the queen.
Yup.
Telling you, women are something else. I'm telling y'all, dudes, it's rough. It's rough. It's like looking at a rose, but you touch the thorn. Yo, women can take you down, man. Women can
Listen,
take you down if you don't know what you're doing.
but he too old for that. You know what I'm saying? It's the Shorty was 19. He
Yeah, yeah.
too old to be dealing with some 19-year-old like that to be on some like role
You
playing
know
and
she
all
on
that other
some
shit.
money shit. You know that.
Exactly. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he should and she, not I don't want to make it a race thing, but she white. Like you know how that go, man.
Harlem,
Ever since the beginning of the time.
Harlem call them bunnies. Oh shit. Oh, but you stupid Harlem. Yo, Harlem, you should get on. You should
Yeah.
try to get on, man.
He
Try to
saying
get
his
on.
shit is acting up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he said he can't get on mine. So I'll try again.
Nah, Harlem, you doing it from your phone, bro?
Yeah, he doing it from his phone.
He got to go to his default settings.
Nah, he can't get on. Player one, certain age, yeah, I definitely agree with that. At a certain age.
Listen, it's been a crazy week between Shannon Sharp and Kanye West. I don't know what the fuck going on.
Oh yeah, Kanye West is crazy.
I don't know what the fuck going on here. This is a strange time we living in, yo.
Yeah. Just Shannon Sharp was just on top of the world like about a year ago with
Yeah,
all that shit with fucking Cat Williams. He was,
niggas. You know what they said, Scott? They said that was Skip Bayless that set him up. He
oh,
paid
okay.
that white girl. He set him up with that
Oh
white
shit.
girl.
He sent the man after him, huh?
Hmm.
Back in
But
the days, they used to say the man. You know what
yeah,
that meant.
we know what that means. Set him up. But everybody forget about the Joy Taylor shit. They swept that shit under the rug too.
Oh yeah, that shit was crazy. They did sweep that under the rug.
Yeah, that shit went right under the rug. We ain't hear about that shit no more.
No more. Oh, that shit is crazy. Hey, what's up? What's up?
So,
Can you
John,
hear
you
me,
back?
Scott? Yeah, back. I had to go do something real
Your
quick.
phone went dead? I was
Not to
about to say.
redirect, but yeah, not to redirect, but Jamal, you brought up something interesting about Sean Marks and the direction this year. We all thought the idea was to prioritize the young guys, vets, play your minutes here, there, and make sure your draft pick is protected as much as possible. But you said something interesting. Marks didn't really know what to do, and the crazy thing is, you've been in charge of this team for almost a decade, and you don't know what direction you want to go. That's the whole problem with this front office is they always want to feel like they have to be in the middle because that gives them as much opportunities as possible. But in a season where the goal was to give yourself the best odds possible, they really didn't take that seriously enough because they wanted Jordy to, I guess, validate being the coach of whatever is on this team. I understand that to a certain degree, but look at our odds right now. We have the sixth best odds, which for the last 6 years has been a 6 to 9 pick. Like, I feel like the organization could have done a lot more to position themselves better, and now we have to hope that the NBA potentially steps in and gives us a top 4 pick because economically our market's going to be better a few years from now. I feel like we could have just put ourselves in a better position by just doing things a little more thoroughly. But you just hit the nail on the head, Jamal. Like, this organization doesn't know what they want to do. One day it's tanking, next day it's we want to be a playing team, and now it's like, hey, let's go after Giannis. Like, I
What?
just wish this organization,
He
I wish this
he get
organization was just a little more committed to a direction. That's for sure.
he gets too many bites at the apple to me.
She's
You
got
know
a
what I'm
thousand
saying?
cat lives. She's got a million
And
cat lives.
he should
Jamal.
have been out. He should have been out once Durant asked for him to be out.
Seriously, I mean, Katie, he's not a psychic, but he definitely knew that this guy was just not qualified for the gig. And you see all these people getting fired around, and I'm like, how does this guy still survive? You
Yeah.
got you
Hmm.
got you got GMs that have actually brought their teams a lot farther than Sean Marks has, and they're getting canned. Coaches that did a lot more than Sean Marks are getting canned, and he's
Yeah.
still around. Like,
Hmm.
it's just mind-boggling. And you know what's crazy? Steve Kerr and Greg Popovich, I hope he's doing well. That they've been employed just a lot longer than Sean Marks has. They've won over 12 championships. All Marks has done is get this team to a second round. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Like, in a
crazy.
results league, and he still skates by.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. And I hear Bob Myers might potentially be wanted by different teams. I'm hearing today the Suns might want him. Brooklyn, call this guy, get him over this stat. We need a
But
Yeah.
GM with
John,
an actual business mindset.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't want Bob Myers.
You don't
I,
like him?
Cause
I'm
he get
surprised,
a
but why
he get
not?
a lot of credit. He get a lot of credit, but he didn't draft uh Steph Curry or Klay Thompson. He didn't draft them.
Oh, he didn't.
No, it was a different GM at the time.
Oh, okay.
So he
Still,
gets
he
a
made
lot of
it.
credit. He get a lot of credit for that. But the one person he drafted was Draymond, and then he brought in Steve Kerr. But that
Draymond
team
was
was
huge. Listen. Without Draymond, they don't win any titles.
no.
His
I get that.
defense
I
is
get that.
everything to stop
But
Curry there.
mind you, he also wanted to trade Clay
That was
Thompson
huge. Not to
for
mention, not to
Kevin
mention,
Love.
and guess what? He didn't do that for Kevin Love, and that would have been a hard move. But he kept the guy, and the guy rehabbed. And that last title, Klay Thompson definitely did help contribute to that. So him by not breaking it up, even though he potentially might have wanted to, save that franchise for another title. And then he made the biggest decision, which is to leave. So he wouldn't have had to break that up and let Klay Thompson go. I think Bob Myers knew what he was doing. I took this team to 4 titles, did everything I could. I give him the most credit for making sure that bench for those 4 title runs was as balanced as possible. You look at the JaVale McGee's, the Andre Iguodala's. You look at the different bench pieces that he kept recycling to make sure the team had the best chances possible. And he pulled off the Kevin Durant mastermind move, which, that was all set in stone right there after that. So he did make a lot of moves to keep that core intact and to be a dynasty. Not many GMs can make those types of right moves while trying to simplify it around a core, and he did those things. I have to give him credit for that, at least, Jamal, right?
No, you give him credit for keeping that core together, but he didn't put it together. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right,
But
right.
He
but
already
still, he
inherited it.
he he kept it together though. There's 2 different things. He kept it as long as possible to win 4 titles, which not many GMs can say they've done with a lot of teams.
That's true.
Hmm.
A lot of
And
GMs.
and and, my biggest thing, Jamal, is he brings a business mindset. He understands negotiation more than Marks does. I mean, you look at Marks' negotiating skills. Besides the McHale Hall, which landed in his lap, his deals have not been that good. He got fleeced by Philly, who, let's be honest, Philly fleeced themselves with not paying James Harden. But still, Marks
Hmm.
has been fleeced in a lot of deals. I mean, the Cam Johnson thing, like 11 teams wanted the guy. I know you wanted 2 first-round picks, but teams were willing to give you 1 good first-round pick for the guy and expiring salary, and that wasn't good enough for you. Like, Johnson's value was at the highest peak it's ever going to be, and that still was enough for him. Like, I wish Marks wouldn't overvalue every role player. Let's remember, Dorian Finney-Smith, there was a team that potentially wanted to give up 2 firsts for him. Like, take the picks. And then he waited too long, and then the guy was worth second-round picks. Like, Marks has to start being
John, I'm not gonna lie to you, right?
more flexible negotiation process because you look at NBA owners, they look at what has happened to Marks the last 3 to 4 years. So wait, one second. They see what's happened to Marks the last 3 to 4 years. You got walked over by three superstars who controlled the whole damn game, didn't like you, and then you got a role player that you thought wanted to be the third guy to recruit a Mitchell Giannis. You know what he said? I want to go across the bridge. And now you have a first-year head coach who blatantly tells you, I'm not going to tank, Sean, so whatever ideas you had, I'm going to do what I want to do. And that guy nearly got us a playing seed because of how well he was coaching with these pieces this year. So
Yeah,
NBA owners look at that and go, Sean Marks, I'm not playing your game. Like, that's the problem with Sean Marks. I don't think he reads the NBA room. Like, I don't know what he thinks is right, but the NBA owners don't look at him like he's right.
right.
First off, I'm gonna give the blame to where it needs to go. Also, Joe Tsai,
Yeah,
he
me
he
too.
has to get
Mm.
this blame
Me too.
because
He
Mm-hmm.
gets some of that too.
because I'm gonna tell you right now, the after the trade deadline where we traded Kyrie and we
Right.
traded KD, Sean Marks, it would have been on ESPN. Sean Marks has been fired.
You would have
I,
fired him
I
right
can't.
then.
Yup, he would have been fired right after that trade.
But
I can't.
I think Sean, to be honest, to be fair, Sean is a good person picking players.
Yeah, he could be a scout. He could be a scout.
But as a GM, he's not that great.
He
Exactly. He needed
doesn't.
demotion.
Yeah,
He doesn't understand roster
he get
structure.
by. He gets by and he can talk to players. He probably can get a superstar here. My thing is he deals too much. He rolls the dice a lot and he gives away a little too much. But as far
A
as
lot of way.
picking talent, I
Hmm.
think he knows what talent is. So
And that he should be head scout.
Joe probably said, look, if we're gonna blow this up, we're gonna keep him. I'm gonna keep him to pick some talent.
Mm.
I'm gonna keep him at his position and he's
You,
gonna
you know what's crazy?
go ahead, John.
You know what's crazy? Because Jamal broke great point with Joe Desai. We waited 5 to 6 months to hear something from this guy, and the first words out of his mouth don't have to do with basketball. It has to do with football. This guy's talking about the
Mhm.
Miami Dolphins 3% steakios. He says, "Oh, I got to win a title first for Brooklyn before I can own a team." Forget football. Forget your AI technology. This team was your number one priority. Yes,
Yeah,
your wife did an amazing job with Liberty, but you didn't really have a big role in that. This right here is your role, making sure we have the best management possible, the best talent possible. Forget just selling tickets. You want this team to be more than just a team that's a first or second round exit. You want them to have the legit best shot to do it. And the crazy
right.
thing is, you had three top superstars in Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and James Harden, and you couldn't keep that together for more than a year and a half. Like he said, I'm going to re-sign all three of these guys. You got Kevin Durant, but James and Kyrie. I guess something got lost in translation. That's Marx's problem. He
Yeah.
doesn't understand how to get his messaging out the
I
right way because
I
whatever
thought
he's thinking, these people ain't thinking what he's thinking, and
I
that's a
think
huge issue.
I think Kevin Durant and Kyrie wouldn't have came here if it wasn't for that coaching move that they made. That's what I think.
Mm, I
I
can't believe
think
you chose Steve
I
Nash,
think
man.
that might have been something behind the scenes. They wouldn't have came if it wasn't a switch. And I thought the switching of coaching was a bad move.
Mhm.
Plus the pandemic.
Yep.
My gosh.
So
The Steve Nash move was
it was,
mind-boggling. You had Ty Lue and Phil Handy. Ty Lue, man, would have been perfect for this team.
yeah,
Ty Lue, Ime Udoka, and the guy
Yeah.
from the Rockets. Like, come on, that would have been a
Everybody
perfect
we
trio.
had as assistant coaches would have worked.
you ain't lying.
Mike D'Antoni, like think about it. You had Mike D'Antoni sipping wine, calling the offense. You had Ime Udoka running our defensive system. You had Steve Nash clapping his hands, going "Go team!" And then you take away Udoka and Tony, and you have Steve Nash going, "Hey guys, we're losing 12 games, but go you!" Like get out of here, man! Like that was one of the most horrible
But for
decisions
some
ever. And
but
Katie
some
Curry didn't respect the guys.
but some people the players apparently like Steve Nash. You know,
No, they
I
like
don't
James Harden. Everything I heard was that Harden was the glue of that team. Bruce Brown even said it. We used to hang out as a team after games, but as soon as Harden left, Kyrie and Katie were there with them on the court. Off the court, they didn't hang out at all. Like that's the problem. Like when you lose the guy you trade a fortune away for, and he doesn't like the way Kyrie's behaving and the way Katie is not holding anybody accountable. Sean Marks and Joe Desai, that's on the two of you to keep James Harden calm and remind him, hey, Kyra's going to be back in a month. We're still a team that can win a title. If you want to get out of here so badly, give this one more go. Wait till the end of the season. And if you still want out, James, we'll honor your wish. But no, it's like, oh, I got to trade him to the Philly for Brokeback Ben and Steph Curry and Andre Drummond, two guys who I thought could have been parts of our team. You let him go the following year. Like, that is Marks' problem. He's willing to placate everybody, but he's not willing to stand on his own 2 feet and actually try to keep something as strong as possible because he doesn't know how to lead the right way. And that's my problem with this management. It's like you expect the superstars to solve all your problems for you. That's not how it works. You look at a team like the Warriors. They had organization. They had a GM who knew what he was doing and no one who cared about what he was doing. And you had stars who were unselfish and wanted everybody to succeed. That's
Yeah.
what you need to succeed as a team. And I feel like this organization doesn't understand that. They just put all the responsibility in the coach and the players' hands, and they have no accountability whatsoever. That's an issue.
I agree with you, John. Yo, Harlem saying, was I a Net fan when they were in Jersey? Boy, listen, I was a Net fan when they were in Long Island. Now, that's going back. I was a kid, though. So I was an original Net fan. I didn't like them moving to Jersey. Believe me. Trust me. I didn't like it. I did not like it at all. But I stuck with it. So, you know. But I'm just saying, I was a Net fan for a long time. In a house full of Knicks fans at that. So they were riding me. Except when kid came, then the riding stopped.
Good
But
on
yeah,
you for standing your ground, Scott.
yeah. I'm an old school Net fan. Dr. J. Now, you know I'm talking about going back. But I was a kid. Now, don't get it wrong. I wasn't grown. But yeah.
But yeah, like I think this organization, that you have all the assets now. You have all the directions you can go. It's which one makes the best sense and how can you maximize a window. I think with them, they want to do an orthodox approach. Draft a top prospect, see if a star wants to mold that prospect and try to win in a year or two or something like that. How rarely does that happen though? Because usually stars go with stars, young guys play with young guys, and you have a veteran or two on minimum contract. Maybe this organization's like, let's just try something completely screwy. Let's combine different timelines and see what that can produce. Maybe for a year or 2 or 3, it's fun, but if it doesn't get you anywhere, like Jamal and some people allude to, is it really worth it for us? Like, you have to just see, for the Brooklyn Nets right now, see how the draft is. After the draft, if Giannis is out there and he says, oh, hey, I want to come to Brooklyn because I like who they got as their top lottery pick, that's something you have to talk about and discuss. But if not, if another team gets them, we tank the following year and then we make bigger moves. Like the Nets have the chess pieces. It's just you do not want to leave your king exposed for 1 second this time because once you do, it's going to probably crumble.
Yeah, well, they got how many picks this first round? 3?
We got
4?
about 4 or 5.
Yeah,
We got
4.
5, 4 first and a second, and the Bucks pick is under 20, which is huge. That Bucks
Yeah.
pick is looking really good.
Yeah, that's going to be a good pick.
I'm telling you, if Thomas Sorber's still on the board, that's the guy you want to get. He's the perfect big replacement.
Well, the GM for the Nets got to do his job. He got to do his job, man. You got to pick the right players. That's
right.
it.
And also, the Spurs are still interested in Cam Johnson. Get this, since the Hawks lost, I said this to a few people, since the Hawks lost that playing game, the Spurs now have 2 lottery picks. Like, whoa, like that's a game changer. And you want Cam Johnson from the Nets? Like, I'm telling you,
I
I think
heard the news that they are interested in Cam Johnson.
I'm telling you, I came up with this deal that a lot of people really liked. Listen to this. We give him Cam Johnson, our Bucks pick, and our 36th second round pick. We get their second lottery pick, so not their lottery pick, but the Hawks lottery pick for this year, and we get their future protected Hawks pick for 2026. It's an ultimate gamble deal. We give up our valuable Bucks pick, we give up Johnson and our 36th pick, but we have a shot at getting a second lottery pick, and the following year we'd have a second potential lottery pick that would probably be protected 8 or 9 or something like that. I don't think they'd give us a full-on unprotected pick, but if we ask them to protect, if they protect the pick, I think it's a fair deal on both sides because it's a 50-50 gamble that pick is potentially something valuable, or for the Nets, it's probably a 10 or 11 something type pick. But it's a good deal for both sides because we get a second lottery pick and the opportunity for a future one, and we give them Johnson and our Bucks pick. Like we're giving up a deal on our end to try to maximize on getting a second lottery pick in this draft. I think
That
it's something
sound
both
like
sides should definitely
that
weigh.
sound like something he would do.
I think it's something you have to consider because if you get rid of Cam Johnson, this whole Plan A stuff kind of goes away. You trade Claxton to the Lakers this summer, there is no talk of a Giannis Plan A happening at all. I think the Nets have a chance to really die down the rumors and just focus on the following year as far as development goes and planning to get a big draft pick in 2026. But again, Marks kept Claxton and Johnson for a reason, Scott and Jamal, and it's for this Giannis stuff because they are feeding into the breadcrumbs. They kind of see that he probably does want out, and they have the pieces to get something done. But is it smart? Probably not.
I don't
If you don't
know.
have good depth around
I
him.
don't. Yeah, you
You
gotta.
swing big. Listen, the Jets showed me one thing. Once you swing big and that shit don't work, it's a wrap.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a
Yeah,
And
wrap.
I follow the
this will be our
Jets
third
too.
time swinging. This will be our third time. Because remember, you had the first one with giving away the
And
For
mind you, John, you swinging with
Celtics,
the
the picks for the
same
Celtics.
person.
Then you had the Katie Carr thing. This will be our third swing.
You swinging with the
I
same
know that's a
person. Like,
scary thing.
yeah, it just don't add up to me no more. Like, it was cool when we did the big three, but at this point, I'm good on that. Like, I'm done with the whole trying to get superstars to come play with us,
me too.
especially if we don't know a direction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially
that's the
when you
scary
don't know
thing.
how this is gonna pan out. You
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 know what I'm
you have
saying?
to
But we
you have to
when
wait.
we got the superstars, I'm sorry, Scott. When we got the superstars, at least we kept at least some of the players that we had. We had Jared Allen, we had Karis LeVert. We still had our core somewhat intact.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But then we traded all that shit away for Harden.
yeah. That
right.
that Harden trade was probably unnecessary.
Yeah,
Yep,
but then
that was
trading with
overkill.
The Ben Simmons thing should have got him fired. It really should have, because you got a guy that
Yep.
you paid $100 million to the last 3 years to play 50 games. Like there is no going back if you do stuff like that. And
Yeah,
he
that's
said,
$40
"Oh, I
million
see
dollars a
Ben
year.
being a large part of our future. He needs to be healthy, 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 healthy." The guy was never healthy. Like you literally traded away one of the best players, and instead of trying to trade him for something decent, you gave him what he wanted. Like I understand what Marks is trying to do. You want to look good in the eyes of everybody, protect your reputation, but you're really destroying your reputation. All the work that Sean Marks tried to build these last 8 years, he destroyed it because he made bad decisions.
That's
That's it.
true. That's true.
And people say, "Oh, we got all these picks back." You double the picks from the KD Hall, but you also turned down Jalen Brown from the Celtics because you didn't get Marcus Smart in that deal, and you went to Mikal and Johnson. That didn't work out. So it's like you have to get it right this summer. This draft right now, forget the honest stuff and all this other stuff. This draft is the main thing right now. May 12th, which is less than how many days away, guys? Like 18 days away. That is
Yeah.
Sean Marks and Joe Desai's day of judgment, where we see if what they did this year amounts to a potential top three pick, or you get what you get, a 6 to 8 pick.
And
And
I'm
a
a
6 to 8 pick, they should be held accountable for that.
and I'm gonna stream that live too. That
But
lottery ball shit.
you
I'm gonna
want to do
stream.
that, Scott? You want to do maybe
Yeah.
a 6 o'clock? You, me, and Jamal. If you
Yeah.
want to come on, we could definitely do that. I don't
Yeah.
mind. It'd be fun to see our reactions with the stuff. We could
Yeah,
definitely
Yeah.
do something
I'll
like that.
Because
definitely get on for that shit.
yeah, I'm gonna stream that live. I'm gonna do
All
that
right.
live.
So plan for. I think it's at 6:30. So plan for a six
6:30.
o'clock, and then we
Yeah.
could talk about it.
ESPN.
All right.
6:30. Yeah.
I'm down for that. You'll send me a link and all that, but I'll
Yeah.
definitely
I,
be
I,
open for that.
I got high hopes that we do get a top pick, but at the same time, like like Scott was saying, Sean got an eye for talent. So hopefully, even if we don't make a top three, we get somebody or get a couple players that's talented still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I have 8 slots right now. This is my order right now of the picks. It would be Cooper,
Hmm.
Harper, Ace, Edgecombe, I think Jeremiah Fears has really moved up in my eyes because he's the second best point guard, and you really do want to get a point guard if you miss out on Asa Cooper. And then I would
Hmm.
say Trey Johnson, Derek Queen, and Common Maliwak. After that 8, the worst case scenario is having to draft Con Knappel with the ninth pick. I think if we get the ninth pick, it's ultimate karma on Sean and Joe for not taking this season seriously as far as the tank goes. And there's no way you can sell it to me, Jamal, or Scott that Con Knappel is the guy that's going to lead this team anywhere anytime
Yeah,
soon.
because
I'll be
Nah,
I
honest
didn't
with
see
you.
it in Duke.
If I get Con Knappel with that pick, I'm trading back on draft night. I will trade back
I'm killing
on draft
Sean
night.
Marks.
I ain't gonna
No,
Sean
front.
Marks.
I will trade
If we
back.
did get him, I would be upset because
Yeah,
I
nah.
Yeah.
in Duke when I was watching Duke, he didn't do nothing for me. He didn't move me
Nah,
at
he didn't
all.
move me at all neither.
Think
Nope.
another Joe Harris or Duncan Robinson-esque player. Like that's how bad it would potentially be for us. But yeah, like you have 8 slots. I think we have 8 chances. So if you get 6 through 8, it's not the worst case scenario. I could choose a Jeremiah Fears, a Derek Queen, or at worst a Maliwak, which gives me an out with trading Claxton away. But you
Hmm.
definitely don't want the 9th or 10th pick or something like that. That is just worst case scenario. But for if you could get the 6th pick, I'm happy cracking top 6 at this point because in my eyes, 6 would probably be Jeremiah Fears. If I could get a point guard with my lottery pick and get a Thomas Sorber with the Bucks pick, that is a great start to my draft
Oh
night.
hell yeah!
I
That-
still have 3 more picks to operate after that. So
yeah,
I would be down for that.
that'll be a great pickup. Them
Yeah.
two.
Jamal, who are you looking for? If the pick is like 5 through 8, who would you want in that bracket
I like
personally?
Queen. I
Mm,
did definitely like Queen.
I do too.
same.
Uh, and mind you,
Solid
I'm a
potential.
Clutch guy, so you already know for me to
Yeah,
like Queen is kind of saying a lot.
I like
So
Mhm.
Queen. I like Queen a
uh,
lot. But I just think that
I gotta look at my list again. Give me a minute.
yeah, I just don't think Queen is going to be there if
Me
we
either.
don't pick him first. You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's the only problem. And I like Jeremiah Fears more at that pick. Not that
Mm,
I like him more as a player, but at that pick, I just think we need a point guard. We need a
yeah.
good point guard because I
If we some if we somehow get the number 2 pick on May 12th, that's a very happy day because getting Dylan Harper, like that is a guy that
oh that
has
would be
closure potential,
oh
clutch
that would be
scoring.
great.
Like
That'd be great.
he's like the Cade Cunningham, James Harden, potential Shea hybrid trio player that you would definitely want to build your
I
future
think
with.
I'll cry if we get Harper.
Ah, you're gonna cry, you got.
I'll start crying. I'll be like, "Oh, y'all just don't know." I just believe in that guy. I think he's like one of the top players in this draft for sure.
He definitely earned the second spot because everybody was saying it was gonna be Cooper Ace, but Harper for that most of that college year, he really took the ball in his own hand and he
And
really just
Cooper,
excelled
and
in so
Cooper,
many ways.
Cooper would be
Yeah,
great for the Brooklyn Nets. I think
I'd
he.
be I'd be so happy for it, but literally it would have to take the NBA doing something because this organization did everything wrong with the
Well,
tank this year that the NBA
you got
would
to
have to step
remember,
in.
Atlanta was in the play-in and got the #1 pick.
Yeah, that was an anomaly, but
I
anything's
know, but
possible, right?
It can happen
I have
again.
I have 5% hope that we could get Cooper. Other than that, I have 95% error that we're probably getting a top 6 pick at the very least.
If we get the
You know?
top 3, I'm good with it.
Yeah, same.
So, you know.
But definitely getting Harper would be huge. With Ace,
Oh,
I think many people are very mixed. So I'm surprised. Some people have Ace going 4th or 5th in their own draft rankings now. Like
that's
he's
why.
kind of
Yeah,
disappointing in some people's eyes. But I would say this: he has 5 tool player potential. You just need to find the right coaching staff, get him on a weight regimen program, and let him evolve every one of his tools. Because in 2 to 3 years, he could potentially be
he
a
gonna be
breakout
dynamite. Yeah, he
young
gonna be.
star. And if we get him, I'd be excited for that. Now the thing is, does him and Cam Thomas become the 1 and 2 of our future? You have to. I think you have to wait and see what happens in 2026 draft because if you get a Ace Bailey and then back that up with a Darren Peterson, like that would be a very interesting combination right there. Darren
That would
Peterson,
be
Ace Bailey.
that
Whew.
would be interesting.
That would be some more offensive firepower right there. But yeah, I think if you somehow get a top 3 pick this year for as a Brooklyn fan, celebrate it for a few minutes, but get ready for a long summer of seeing if this prospect can amount to everything you hope he can be. And I think that's something to be excited about. And also VJ Edgecombe, I know a lot of people are down or aren't sure if he's a bust or not. This kid is a
Hmm.
hard worker. He improved this year in college on defense. The athletic explosion is still very much there, and he has 3 level potential scoring. He potentially could be a fun project for Coach Jordy. I mean, I think he has so many different tools and skill sets. It just can you find the right coach to unlock it and make it more consistent. I know people worry about the fit with him or Thomas, but if I have the 4th pick, I'm not worrying about if he fits with Thomas. I want the guy because I feel like his ceiling could potentially be something very fun for this team if we
Yeah,
get
I
the
do.
4th pick.
Yeah, I definitely agree that it'll be good. It'll be good. It's gonna. I think everything gonna work out. I really believe that. I think those late picks are going to be just as important as the early picks.
Yeah, because they got certain people going to the second round, like Johnny Broom,
Yeah, they're going to
Boogie
have some
Fland.
wings in this draft that's going to fall back.
Right,
Yeah,
and our Rockets and Knicks pick, they're both with each other, right? They're back to back, which is
Right.
very interesting. I think that like maybe the Nets want to. That's why I think a trade could happen on that because you have two picks. Like if there's a team like the Spurs that want to do business with you, you figure one of those late picks, potentially with your second round pick to move up. How could you not take a shot like that? You have a
Yeah.
chance to get a
If you could
prospect that's
move
a little
into
bit
the
higher.
top 20.
Yeah, like there's so much wiggle room for this team. Like the one thing I don't want Marks to do is just stand pat and be like, oh, I'm gonna choose here, here, here. If there's an opportunity to get a prospect you really want and a team that wants to contend and not rebuild is ready to trade with you, be ready to listen. This should be a very active draft night for us. Like for the Nets, I would hope you do a trade at least with one or two of your picks because the
you
Oh,
you
yeah.
know
opportunity
they
to
got
potentially get a
you know they got Proctor going in the second round.
They do?
wow,
Yeah, they got him projected going 51 to the Clippers,
that's very
Wow.
interesting.
That's
and
crazy.
that I'm surprised with that because of how he played in the tournament.
Yo, Jamal, you see what OKC's got right now? They have the Clippers pick at 25, and with Miami making the playoffs, and they're getting creamed right now by the Cavs. But with Miami making the playoffs, the OKC now has their 15th pick. And if Phillies picks them out, falls out top six, they have a free lottery pick. Like you said, Scott, OKC's doing something historic. They're playing with house freaking money. I mean,
Yeah.
Presti's doing something that no other GM has ever done. Contend while having over 16 picks. Name me a team that's ever happened to. Nobody. Like
Nobody.
that's scary shit right there. It
Yep.
really is. I'll be honest with you. I look at the Spurs as a potential fit for Johnson. I would say the same thing with OKC. You have Kimmich Williams and Usman Dieng riding your bench right now doing nothing. You're still dominating. Like if
Yeah.
they want to make a power move on draft night, trade that 15th pick and that 25th pick maybe for Johnson. I'm definitely open to it. Like I'm willing to do business with them or the Spurs. Whoever gives me the best offer, I'm ready to do some business with at this point. Because those are the two teams that are going to be active on draft night. I feel.
Yeah,
Spurs and
yeah.
OKC.
Like Houston and OKC got a lot of potential on their benches,
Yeah, they do.
and they
A
not
lot.
even
Yeah.
using them. Yeah, they not even using them because it's too much. It's too much talent they got.
I think
Like
OKC definitely has a lot of good balance on theirs. I think the Rockets was a good bounce back night for them, but I got to see this next game. I got to see if the Rockets are serious about using what they learned from game one to really try to be more cohesive. But if the Warriors bounce back and take it, I think the Rockets need more pieces. They're a star away, I think, from being a more serious team than they are right now.
do you think they should have went and got Jimmy?
Mm, I think he might have been a good fit for them, but just look what happened with Butler, man. He's injury prone. Like this guy, as great as he is, all it takes is one bad slip, one bad fall, and Jimmy just it ruins your whole offense, man. Like the fact they have to build so much offense around Jimmy, you take that away, man. Look at the Warriors tonight. It was just so bad. Like
Yeah.
as soon as he went down, they just had no fight. As great as Curry is, he's just getting tired out there now as he gets older. So I think the Rockets were smart to hold on to their assets. And looking at this summer, they want a star that fits their younger timeline, but is a guy around 27, 28. That's why I think Devin Booker, he just makes a lot more sense than a Kevin Durant does. I think KD has a great relationship with Ime Udoka, but I don't see KD and Sengun being a better fit than a Devin Booker and the Sengun. You know what I'm saying? I
So
think
so
that has more potential. I think they want a star that fits their timeline.
you know what I'm looking at right now? Houston got some. They got
What?
players and they got probably picks, right?
Right.
If Giannis won out, can they be a suitor to go ahead and try to get him?
I heard they weren't interested. I thought they might have made sense, but apparently they don't want to bust the bank on a guy that might not fit the timeline. He's only 30, but I think for them, they're trying to find a star that is just a few more years younger than Giannis, and they don't have to break the bank for it because they'd have to give up Cam Whitmore. They have to give up who's the guy, Jabari Smith, and you have to give up pretty much all your draft capital assets. So they'd have to give up a whole lot of their talent. And Jalen Green, I would be surprised if he's on that team as well. His salary is a great match for Giannis.
Cause I would. I ain't even gonna lie because Ken Whitmore not getting no burn anyway. He's not getting no playing time. Like what do you really have to lose? You got a MVP. You get an MVP back in return. You got for a couple of years. You already the number two seed. You got a young squad.
Right.
Might as well.
You know what's crazy? I saw a trade. Somebody did a mock trade they were doing on some type of edition show. They were willing to trade Sangoon and the valuable Suns picks for Giannis, and I'm like
Yeah,
Giannis
they
and
bugging.
Jalen Green.
Yeah, they
What
bugging
does
out.
that do for you? I'm like, listen, if that deal somehow happens, my gosh, the Bucks pull off a fleece job bigger than the Luka one, because how could you get Sengun and all those valuable picks for Giannis when Jalen Green, man, he's not that guy. I think Jalen Green at best is a third or fourth option. He's not secondary, man. For him to have to be the secondary to Giannis without Sengun, I don't see how the team's going to be a legit team. Like, you literally would gut your best player for a guy
Yeah,
who
they
is
gutting
a
the roster.
superstar. But what does Jalen Green do? Jalen Green is not going to match up to what Giannis does. I mean, I feel like with Jalen Green, he reminds me of like Kevin Porter Jr. Man, like
Mm.
that's weird to me, but it feels like what Kevin Porter Jr. I see from him with the Bucks, kind of see with Jalen Green, has some athleticism, but he's not consistent enough. So man, if Sengun had to go for Giannis, I think the Rockets would be making a huge mistake.
Yeah,
I think they're
that would
looking
be
at
it.
the Suns right now
You
with
you.
Booker,
I'm about to say
KD.
you don't wanna lose Sangoon to you want to pair them together. You don't want to trade for one another. Like you want to pair them together.
Right,
But
right.
Exactly.
I heard that Devin Booker, if he had to leave Phoenix, he probably would want to go back home to Detroit.
Wow, Devin Booker and Kate Cunningham, that would be
Oh, that
very
would be a
interesting.
great move.
Yeah, they'd probably have to send out Jaden Ivey and some salary, but that's secondary. I mean, if you get Devin Booker with Kate Cunningham and then Jalen
Mhm.
Duran,
Yeah,
that's
word. That
making
would
up
be a
something
great
fun.
team, man. That'd be
That
a
Yeah,
would
good
be
team.
because
that would be something
that's what I was
scary.
hearing that Booker is interested in going back home to Detroit. If anything, if he had to get traded,
Do Detroit have any picks?
I
Do they?
believe
Yeah, they got
so.
picks. They got
Oh,
different picks. They got different picks. I don't think they're as valuable picks, but they have Jaden Ivey, and he's a young player that will kind of
yeah.
fit the mold of what the Suns they do. I think with the Suns, there's no easy way out of the situation they're in. Even with the Kevin Durant deal, you're not getting what we got for him. You're probably lucky to get some expiring salary and a pick or two. You're not
Yeah,
going to get a
two
haul that
two
you would have
first
got for a guy
rounds.
two,
No, you
4 years
ain't gonna
ago.
get 4 picks.
Exactly. And the same
Never.
thing with Devin Booker. He's a great player, but I think Booker's stock has definitely gone down a bit. I think maybe you could get three firsts for Booker, but that's about it.
It'll
And
be
some
more
extra
than Durant.
salary.
And he getting older
Yeah,
too,
slightly.
so yeah.
Well, he's
Yeah.
younger than Durant, of course.
Yeah, he's definitely younger than Durant, but it's just the fact of Booker didn't lead a team by himself. Like he never led a team by himself.
No, no, he didn't.
When they tried to make him into a point guard, he kind of his confidence really just kind of fell all over the place. But it seemed like he got out of himself. When you had Chris Paul, all Booker had to do was score, and he was thriving. We
Yep.
thought this guy potentially was an MVP. How
Mhm.
crazy has he fallen the last 3 to 4 years? Where it's like his scoring is there, but it's not like it blows you away anymore. Like he's just been so inconsistent. Maybe he needs that change of scenery. I know he says I'm a son for life, but Devin, man, you got to start thinking about your future. The Suns obviously thought Kevin Durant was more important than you to leading this team to a championship. And look what happened. You couldn't even make the play-in. I think for
Mhm.
Booker, I think Booker's saying all the right things right now, but I think he hopes he has a shot somewhere else. And the Pistons would be a fun team because you have a younger star that kind of matches his timeline than the Suns do right now. And the Suns can't go anywhere without picks. They have 3 picks that aren't worth a scrap of heap right now.
No, the Suns are in a bad place right now.
Oh my gosh! And the Rockets, man. If the Rockets get a higher pick than we do on May 12th, man, you don't want to hear my reaction. I'm gonna have to mute myself if we're watching this and that's what happens, man. That would be like
Is it
that would be
possible they
It's
insane.
can get a higher
it's
pick
been
than us?
it's been 3 coaches in 3 years, right?
Yeah, 3 or 4, but they're ninth odds right now, Scott. So they're 3 slots behind us right now. We have the sixth, they have the ninth, which is scary. Because, like you said, there are some teams who had ninth or 10th odds. They could jump up to a top pick, and that would just be a nightmare scenario for the
I
Brooklyn Nets.
well, with the 6 odd is not bad. The 6 is not bad. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
but the pick's been 6 through 9 the last 6 years since they fixed the lottery system. That's my
Yeah.
worry. It's like we were put in the worst position possible. We would have to be a big anomaly to break that. And I said 5% hope, but if not, it's kind of like the organization did that to themselves at that point. And if the Rockets somehow get a fourth or fifth pick, I'm like,
But
damn,
you
like,
know, it's
what
really
was the
be
point?
honest, John. It is a lottery.
Mhm.
It is. I mean, whether some I have heard many fans say that it's fixed. I don't think it's fixed.
I
I
mean, look at
don't
the
think it's
Spurs
fixed.
of Wemby. I mean, think about it. They were a dynasty, and they They got
Nah,
another
I
big
ain't gonna
one.
front.
Yeah,
That
sorry.
Wimby one was fixed. That
Oh
one was
yeah,
Yeah.
a
fixed.
lot of people say that one was fixed.
Yeah,
I,
they
Wasn't there?
already knew that he was going to the Spurs.
yeah, they were talking about it. They were talking about it, and it happened. I'm
And this
just
thing with
saying, is it really a lottery? Because if it's a lottery, then it's just a lottery.
you I know what fix would be, and this is the worst case scenario that everybody agrees with. If Philly got Cooper Flag, man, like seriously, Philly's supposed to be championship contender, and the NBA is like, hey, we'll give you Cooper because MB's going to be back, George is going to be somewhat decent, you still have Tyrese Maxey. If they rig that for Philly, everybody who's an NBA
I'd
fan
be
is going to be
mad.
super
I'd
pissed.
be
Like
pissed if they
seriously,
did
you
it
can't
because
do
they
that.
tank. They
Like
they
you
I'm
want to build
literally
new
tank.
teams. Like
I'm
if you're a
pissed.
championship.
I'm pissed if even Utah get the number one pick.
You know what's crazy? You know what's
Yeah, they
crazy?
tank from the
They have
beginning.
the number one top odds right now. Let's remember, top number one teams don't get number one anymore. That's why I think Washington, they're two right now. If they get Cooper, damn. But that's the
But
way
That might
cookie
not be a
Utah
good
crumbles.
was
spot
doing the
for him though.
bullshit this year. I didn't like that. They was tanking on purpose.
Oh, they were. They were.
These
How many rest
teams,
games did Laurie Marketing get this year
Yeah,
for injury
come on
management?
now. Come on, John. That wasn't crazy. Every time you look, this he's sitting out for no reason.
Same with Philly. Tyrese Maxey, his pinky is really that broken, man. Come on, he can still wiggle it for 2 months. They've been talking about the finger injury. That right there should get you a top pick. Like, come on.
that shit is crazy. This lottery thing is crazy. I can't get my mind over how these teams tank this whole season, man.
You think
I,
this is bad, Scott? Wait
You
till AG
you,
DeBoss, Cam Boozer,
they
Darren Peterson, Nate
they
Amon
gotta
get into
start
college. It's
they
gonna get
gotta
even
start getting
worse.
penalized. They gotta start get like
but they
taking
pay
away
a
these draft
thousand.
picks.
They pay a
No,
million. What? 10 million? 100 million? Or
yeah, but no, they need to get hit with
100,000?
the draft picks though.
Yeah, they
Like
need
take
to.
away their draft pick for that year,
Yeah,
or switch it with somebody else.
yeah. Rotate it, right?
Yeah, switch it with another team. Like if you know that these teams are taking on purpose and they get a high draft pick, switch their draft pick with another team.
Move them
I
down. Move
I
them.
came up with
Hmm.
this great idea to end taking all together. The worst East teams, the worst West teams, you face each other in one match sudden death games. The last remaining team, you earn the number one pick. I think that's a
Hmm.
great way to
No,
end this
I
whole
like that
tanking.
idea, John. I liked it when you said it on Gary on
Say it
Gary's
again.
thing.
Say.
It's it's essentially a sudden death of the worst teams of the East, the worst teams of the West face. Here's a good thing: you can use lottery balls. Let them be random. Let it be a West team versus an East team, or an East team versus East team. Let it be like randomized in a lottery ball style. And whoever the last remaining team is, you get the number one pick. You earned it.
Oh,
Yes, you were not a good team this year, but all the bad teams still have a chance to fight for something, just like the playing teams do and the playoff teams do. This way that everybody would have something to play for every damn season. So it's like it means you don't have to just tank on purpose to lose. I think a
Hmm.
right.
lot of people are fed up with that crap, and I agree with them to a certain extent. And I feel like a team like Philly should not get Cooper Flag because they were supposed to be a championship team, and the NBA feels bad for them. That would be a disgrace to other teams that are trying to do it the right way.
Right.
Like that would just be a worst case scenario if that happens. I
I
think my solution actually helps end that crap.
yeah, because it's just way too much. I watched Philly literally, literally become the worst team in the NBA
Oh my gosh, they were
just
just
to beat us
horrible.
out in that spot. Literally, didn't even try. Didn't even
Hmm.
try to win a game.
Right.
Even
And
And
when
that's
they
what I'm
won.
trying to say. Like you got to take these. You got to start penalizing them. Like stop. Money is nothing to some of these some of these
Organization.
organizations.
Yeah,
This
money
is
ain't.
nothing. You got
Yeah,
to start.
that's.
Oh, word, you want to do that? We gonna
Oh,
take your pick and move it.
mm, no.
yeah, that would be. That would hurt them. That would be more hurt.
They would. I guarantee you, they wouldn't take no more.
Yeah, because this
They
shit.
wouldn't do it on purpose.
That shit is crazy. The
Hmm.
NFL don't go through this. The NFL do not go through this.
Yeah, and their draft is today. Their
Yeah,
draft is today. But
And
yeah,
yeah,
mind
like
you, with the NFL, it's more rounds to draft.
right,
Like it's
right.
like damn near 12 rounds to NFL. With us, it's only 2 rounds and that's it.
well, I like how they do the second rounds the day afterwards. I feel like having to wake everybody wait to do the whole thing on one night. Everybody's ready to go home. home after like the 30th selection is made. At least this gives a chance for teams to like evaluate, the evening of and look towards the second round. So I think
Hmm.
that was a good change. But I think if you just want to get rid of take it all together, let the worst teams fight each other out. Whether vets want to play or not, incentivize it. Say teams that move up in the sudden death matchups get 1,000 or 2,000 bonus prize, something
Hmm.
like that. Like give them something to fight for at the very least. So I think at the end of the day, you want every team to compete and give their best. And if the team just got outbeat by greater teams and middle tier teams, even if you're a worse team, still have a chance to fight for something. As opposed to a team just getting handed number one pick every year or rigged in their favor. Like we got to end that type of stuff if we want the NBA to actually be good again for everybody. The ratings are going down because teams and fans feel like they're cheated when they have to
Yep.
watch a team purposely lose to get the fifth or sixth pick. And then a
Like,
team who's the championship teams, they fall into the lottery and then they get rewarded the top pick. That can't
John,
happen.
can you imagine? Can you imagine being a Utah fan or be going to a Utah game and seeing that Laurie Markkinen is just sitting out because of personal reasons?
Right. And
Like,
it's,
come on
it's
now.
disappointing because Laurie hasn't even made the playoffs in his career. And how long this guy's been in the league for? 8 or 9 years? Hasn't touched a playoff yet. And that's crazy because they want to build around him. Like you would think eventually that changes. I think Utah, if they get a top three pick this year, I think Danny Ainge has done a mastermind job. What he got with the Rudy Gobert haul, huge man. You guys look at Rudy Gobert, man. That guy, oh my gosh, the people call him the French baguette, man. He has some burnt bread the way he is on the court. Like Danny Ainge, man, he's a savage with what he
Yeah,
got for Donovan Mitchell, what
he's
he
a
got for
he's a
Woody, and
savage.
what he did with the Suns. He took their 2030 a pick this year and gave him
Hmm.
crappy picks, like savage moves, my guy.
Yeah,
Like many people give Danny criticism. The guy knows how to be a businessman
he's a
brutally.
business. He's
Like
brutal.
if they get a lottery pick this year and you already have Laurie Markin and some young guys, they'll be in a better position than they are right now. And that's why for Brooklyn, you want to get some solid prospects this year and try to build something good because stars want to play with balanced pieces, and we kind of need to figure out who's going to be on our team or not this year. I can't say that Jordy made what was on this team this year look anything more than C plus. Like you want to eventually get to B plus, and that starts with getting good younger talent.
Yeah, because I personally think and Danny Ainge is a hard person. I like Kessler, but he's not going to never let up off of him. He's never
Yeah.
going to let up. I don't
But
know
even with
why.
that, this year was bullshit too, because he kept setting Kessler out of games also. Because I did fantasy. I was doing fantasy basketball on
Right.
ESPN, and I had Kessler on my team, and every other week he was missing like 2 3 games. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on now.
Yeah. He kept him out of the season. He kept him out. I don't get it. I just don't get it, man. These the way these teams are organized about this draft and how much draft picks do you really need? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
really, OKC kind of set the blueprint on how to approach a draft, but not only that, stability in your organization is probably one of the most important thing that you can do to building a
Right.
championship team, and you have to do that quickly. I mean, that's on the owner. That's really
Right.
on the owner.
And the crazy thing is, we have so much advantages upcoming draft. We have 5 picks. We have over 30 picks total. Like Sean Mark should be able to make every pick this upcoming draft count
Count.
any way possible. And you have the Spurs and OKC, two teams who don't even want to be in the draft right now, with 3 lottery picks potentially in their arsenal and other picks. Like we have a chance to do business with them, to not do plan A, and to put ourselves in a better position with our construction. You got to take those moves. You got to take those shots as well. And I hope that they actually do want to do that. But if not, some teams that are in the lottery with us might take advantage of those opportunities and be even more ahead of we are in the curve. Like this is the draft. This draft right here is how you start having a real visualization of what this Brooklyn Nets new era could be about. But Marks cannot play it safe. There's a chance to take a gamble to get yourself a second lottery pick or a future 2026 first round pick. You got to take the shot. And if you don't, other teams are going to take it for you. That's just the
Yeah,
way it goes.
that's
And,
going to be
and
crazy.
also I blame some of these owners and I blame some of these organizations also because they're cheap. That's
Yeah,
the only
you ain't
reason that they're
lying.
going so hard with the draft. They
You ain't
can't get no
lying.
talent to come to the teams, and they look at the draft as a way of getting talent and keeping them there. and they don't want to pay because they don't want to go over luxury taxes and shit.
Great
So
point. Great
you know what I'm
point.
saying? So it's like OKC, mind you, they had Harden, they had Westbrook, and they had Durant, and they had Ibaka. They didn't want to go over the luxury tax, so they get traded away Harden.
Right. And now this new CBA makes having championship windows even tougher. And because now it's like your window is probably 2 to 3 years at
Yep.
max. And you look at the Boston Celtics, listen, they're a team that right now is still very dominant, but now you have Brown and Tatum dealing with injury situations. You have a new ownership. They have two guys making almost $1 billion. Like if
But
they
they
don't win
but they
this
gotta
year, they
trade
have to
somebody
start
this
getting
year.
rid
You
of
know that, right?
pieces.
No,
Yeah,
they gotta
they
get
I
in the summertime. They gotta get rid of either Porzingis or what do you call it,
Drew
Drew
Holiday.
Holiday.
Drew Holiday. But
Yeah,
So they
like
suck.
that ruins your team right there. Like that's the consequences of winning a title now. You have opportunities, but every year you don't win, it gets harder, and then eventually you have to decide if I have to break it up or start over. But I think the NBA did a good
Hmm.
job of that because now you force teams to either go for it, build something organic, have a window, whatever way you try to create it. But remember, it's not going to last forever. That's what they're trying to say is if you have
Yep.
a shot, take it, but you have to deal with the consequences if you miss. I think for Sean Marks, Joe Desai, I think they don't care. I think if they have the assets, it's what can I get to give us the best shot possible, but you
Hmm.
can't. You have to be balanced. If this isn't balanced, it could all blow up in your face. And I think Marks and Joe have to realize all the catalysts they have won't amount to nothing if you don't have anything that could be sustainable for a 2 to 3 year window at the very least. So hopefully they can get it right this summer. But if they get Giannis, I wouldn't be surprised because it's just what they do. They don't change up their playbook if it can get them a star to try to fast track.
Let me ask you a question, John, and you too, Scott.
uh,
Can you see maybe Peyton Pritchard being somebody that you could throw money at?
yeah. I think honestly, be honest,
Depending,
there's no player in the league that you can't throw no money to. But
right?
the main thing is, can these organizations or these teams be able to stay under the luxury cap,
Hmm.
and maintain a core team? Because
Right.
this year, you look at it, OKC is another team that what they're going to do with all that talent, man? They
Well,
have so much talent. They can ask for more money.
Hmm.
I mean, they're going to be taking what these players are going to do. Take pay cuts.
They're gonna
They
have to. They're gonna have to trade a few contracts because
right
if
because
they have 3 picks this summer, you have a 14 on 15 man roster. You're gonna have to
right
move a contract or
because
two.
players before you fought so hard for you to get this kind of bread. They was
Hmm.
not making this kind of money,
Nope,
Right.
not at all.
and they fought hard to get the players union fought hard to get you this kind of bread, like where you sitting on the bench making $1 million.
Hmm.
Right. It's it's such a complicated thing, and I think with the CBA now, a lot of teams are either going to go for it, or they're going to try to take things a little slower. I think for the football organization, if you want to take the honest shot, just be prepared for the consequences because nobody's going to give you a free pass. If you had a chance to do this organically and you blew it up because you couldn't be patient for another year, I think for the Nets, focus on draft now. If you feel good about the direction what Jordy's doing, let Giannis go somewhere else and you can get a star the following year. It's just for the Nets, it's always been their timing and their decision skills. If those
Yeah,
things aren't right, whatever's on this team, if they're not healthy enough, it's just going to crumble to dust. And
yeah,
I think for a team like OKC, they're playing with house money right now, but them too, if they don't win this year somehow, they're going to eventually have to think about do I go all in on Giannis or do I trade some pieces for a Cam Johnson wing to like reshuffle the deck because if you're a championship team, you have to be able to reshuffle the deck unless you have no options left, like a Bucks team, and you're forced to rely on one superstar to carry you the whole way. But you see, with the consequences now, it gets exposed quickly. The Suns, they had a huge roster imbalance issues, 3 superstars, but no cohesion.
right.
Giannis,
Hmm.
excellent superstar year, but if Kyle Kuzma and Damian Lillard are my co-stars, we're not getting anywhere fast. So it's like this is what the NBA is telling you. You probably have realistically a 2 to 3 year window, and if you don't win in that window, you're probably just trying to hold on to a dying dream at that point. So I think organizations are going to probably break up their rosters sooner than they make them, and I
Yeah,
think that's something that's going to keep sending shockwaves through the NBA. So it's definitely gonna be fun and exciting to see how
Yeah,
that'll
because
fold out.
nobody saw Luca being traded.
Oh, it's
Nobody
crazy,
saw that. Just like
crazy shit.
I mean, that I did. That was a
Did you
shock.
hear what Nico said, Scott? He said, "I didn't know the Mavs fans would feel this upset about
Oh,
Luca.
he
You
knew.
were in
He
the
knew.
final 8 months ago, you jerk."
He knew. He knew. He knew.
Like, my
But I
gosh.
don't think he made the decision.
No, he didn't. They said that the owner was getting upset with him because he didn't want to go to press conferences,
Right.
and he
It.
told him he got to take his ass to the press conferences.
I gotta head out, guys. Fun show, and if you want to
Yeah.
do a
Well,
draft,
we're gonna end it now. We're gonna end it
Yeah,
now.
great show,
And
guys.
we're gonna Oh, player one is still hanging in there, boy. Every team run into what's that irrelevancy for a few years. Teams like the Bucks and
relevancy.
the
Yeah,
Suns.
hmm
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true. That's true. But
yeah. It's because it's all about the spending. Like you
yeah,
can't. This is not 2K where you could just make any fucking roster you want and pay your
nah, it's
players
not.
whatever they want to play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not.
This is
It's
not
not.
that type of NBA.
Nah, nah.
A lot of
Yeah,
people don't realize that. Like you
yeah,
gotta
that
hit
shit
that
is
cap.
crazy. That shit is crazy. Yeah, well, I'm gonna hang it up.
All
Jamal,
right.
thank you for being here. This is
You already know,
Apartment
Scott.
Gamer. Scott Lewis, please like and subscribe. Come back. I'm gonna be back on tomorrow night. Peace.
Yup.